Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome to my ISL Draft Analysis. I'm in another Pokemon League besides the UPL. I just joined it. It's called the International Space League. It's pretty cool. We have 8 YouTubers and 12 non-YouTubers. The 8 YouTubers will be uploading their battles for this league. It's pretty cool, though. We've got 20 coaches, like I said. It's in the MPA style format, so there's an S tier and a couple of other cool things. There's 4 free picks, which you have 400 points to spend on. So a really cool draft. I'll go into what we have to draft, but yeah, 11 Pokemon. If you guys don't know what draft league format is, it's basically you have a team, somebody else has a team, and each week you face a different team. You prep for 6 Pokemon, or you prep 6 Pokemon for their match, and you battle each other to see who wins. So I believe we're doing 10-week seasons or 12-week seasons, something like that, and then the top 8 teams make playoffs, or top 12 teams make playoffs, something along those lines. But anyways, this is how the tiers looked, or what your team composition was made up of. S tier, tier 1, tier 2, 2 tier 3s, tier 4, tier 5, and 4 free picks, which you had 400 points to spend. Some of the tiers were a bit controversial. Someone volunteered a tier list from their previous league that they had. And some of the tiers just I disagree with, and a couple other people were disagreeing with a few. The S tier system was kind of complicated. There were 3 groups for the S tier system: a minus 100 point group, a plus 0 point group, and a plus 60 point group. So the minus 100 took away 100 free points, meaning you only had 300 free points to spend on your free picks. The plus 0 just kept you at the same amount, 400 free points, and then the plus 60 gave you 60 points towards your free picks extra. So all of the Megas were in the S tier, a bunch of the Ultra Beasts, the Tapus, a lot of stuff was in the S tier. Some broken ones like Deoxys Defense, Tapu Lele, the Mega Latios, and Latios were in that top tier. And then like the regular, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Koko, stuff like that, that was in the middle one. And then the bottom one was like Buzzle, Xurkitree, and like lower tier Megas. So we're gonna get into my draft here, and the first mon that I drafted was Mega Latios. Mega Latios is definitely a good Pokemon. Just so much versatility. I picked 6 overall for this draft. By the way, if you want to see anybody else's draft, we did make a video going over every draft on the ISL channel, myself and another YouTuber, so I'll link that down below in the description. But anyways, I did pick 6 in the draft, and we picked up Mega Latios. I'm really surprised that it was still there when I picked, because this is one of the best mons in draft league format when it's allowed. And so we've got ourselves Skywalker, the Mega Latios. I think someone used that name in like the MPA a couple seasons back, so I really liked it, and I felt like that was a good name for Latios. But yeah, basically it gives a lot of versatility. You can Dragon Dance up, run a physical set. You can Calm Mind up, run a special set. Gets access to Recovery with Roost and Recover, obviously. Defog, getting rid of the hazards, and just all around really bulky. As you guys can see here, the bulk with 150 special defense and 120 defense can really take hits and can dish them out with that 140 special attack and the 100 attack, meaning I can run a Dragon Dance set. 110 speed, not the greatest speed tier, but definitely up there. Anything over 100 is good in my eyes. So yeah, really nice for Mega Latios right here to start off the draft. Obviously some really good coverage, as you guys can see. Gets Energy Ball, Ice Beam, I believe it gets Thunderbolt as well, and Shadow Ball. So really good coverage with Mega Latios, and I really like that about it. Next Pokemon we drafted with our tier 1 pick is going to be Heatran, because I felt like Heatran and Mega Latios really came together really well. Like I said, I wanted to build a Tapu Bulu team, and so I was looking at Tapu Bulu Heatran at first, because that's a really good core. But then when I was picking Mega Latios, I'm like, actually they check each other's weaknesses as well. We got Helen after Mount St. Helen. It's actually a shiny Heatran, because I like the eyes on the shiny Heatran, and it also represents the galaxy theme, which is what we're going with the ISL. But Heatran, weak to ground, weak to water, and weak to fighting, and all of those Mega Latios resist, and then or immune to with the Levitate ability. And then Mega Latios, weak to a couple of things that like Dragon and stuff like that, which Heatran resists, which is really nice. I really like that, as well as Ice. Heatran 4 times resist, which is really cool. Heatran resists a bunch of stuff, however, it does have that 4 times ground weakness, so we are going to have to check with that, or to make sure we prepare for that. But some really good coverage, like Dark type coverage, obviously gets Earthquake and Earth Power. Usually I'm going to run this thing specially offensive if I'm running an offensive, but it also has really nice bulk. You guys can see its moveset right here. Really nice. It can roar, also has the ability to set up Stealth Rocks, which is really cool. Look at the bulk on it, 106 on both special defense and defense. 77 speed, not the greatest, but does outspeed some of those base 70s which is really nice to outspeed. 91 HP, which is a really good base stat for HP. And of course, that really high 130 special attack. We've got some really good special attackers, and we're going to continue that with our next pick right here. Melody, the Primarina, another super great special attacker, that base 126 special attack. I started off this draft not even realizing it, but I really went in on offensive special attackers, as well as, you know, a couple of them, like Mega Latias can be run physical, so it does kind of, you know, make it a little bit bad if people have good special walls. But Primarina is also really bulky. The 74 defense base stat's not the greatest, but on the special side, really bulky. Can run an Assault Vest set, can run a Choice Specs, which just blows through things. And yeah, it's just a really good Pokemon all around in my eyes. Not the greatest coverage, but it does get Psychic and Energy Ball and stuff like that, which is really cool. And yeah, it's a good Pokemon. One thing I really like is the Water Fairy typing, because it doesn't have too many weaknesses. Obviously, Water checks the Steel weakness from Fairy, but I believe it's only weak to Electric and Poison and Grass. I could be wrong. There might be another one there. But Melody, the Primarina, is going to put in a lot of work for us this season. I really like it. I'll show you guys the moveset right here, all of it. Does get access to a couple of weird things that we could run, maybe like Paris Song sets, or Toxic is really cool with this thing. Obviously, putting something in, giving something poison is really cool. You can also run dual screens, and it does get priority Aqua Jet, which might come in handy. Although it is physical, it might come in handy at some point, so maybe we will rock that some week. But the next Pokemon we drafted, because we have so many special attackers, we drafted Snuffy, the Mamoswine. I was super surprised it was still sitting around in the 4th round. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street, obviously, is what his name is based off of. I think Mamoswine's a really great Pokemon. Another Stealth Rock setter for us, which is really cool. Ground Ice, which checks a lot of weaknesses that we've had so far. Of course, we have that fighting weakness still going right here because of Heatran and Mamoswine, but Primarina and Mega Latias do check that fighting weakness. A couple of other weaknesses that are kind of floating around our team that we kind of have to fix, like our Grass weakness. Although we do have 2 resistances and 2 weaknesses, Grass is something we have to watch out for. But obviously, Mamoswine is a really good Pokemon, can check its Grass weakness, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's got some really nice stats. That 130 attack, another great wall breaker on the physical side. You know, bulk isn't too bad, and with the thick fat ability, its fire weakness is basically non-existent, which is pretty cool. And then, you know, that base 110 HP, so another bulky attacker. Stealth Rock setter, which is really nice. Sometimes you see this thing run Focus Sash. I know Choice Scarf Mamoswine can do really well with that base 80 speed. Choice Scarf really helps it out, as well as just a couple of other sets can be run, which is really nice. So yeah, I really like this Pokemon. I think that it's going to help out our team a lot. And yeah, Mamoswine, just really great Pokemon all around. The next Pokemon I picked up, because you guys have seen that my speed tiers are kind of low, I wanted to get away to set up webs, and luckily there was still a fast electric out there too, so I was able to meet 2 of my needs with the Galvantula. Galvantula, we're going to name him Aragog after the spider in Harry Potter. Really good Pokemon. Gets that access to sticky webs. That base 108 speed is really nice as well, to outspeed things. I believe I speed tie with things like Infernape and stuff like that, but outspeed things a little bit under that speed tier, which is really nice. Abilities, Compound Eyes, Unnerve, and Swarm. Nothing too crazy except for Compound Eyes, because then I can run Thunder over Thunderbolt, which is really cool. Unnerve obviously prevents them from eating berries. Probably won't run that unless I'm facing someone who really loves using their berries. Some really good coverage also from Galvantula, mostly on the physical side, and we are going to be a special attacker mainly. But some nice coverage right there, as well as the ability to Volt Switch, which is really nice. But the main thing this thing runs is Sticky Webs, which is really nice because it's going to help out our speed tiers. If Primarina does really well in a match and it just needs an extra bit of speed, we can get those Sticky Webs up, and Primarina can really break through a team, as well as Heatran, and even Mega Latias if I'm facing someone with like Tapu Koko and stuff like that, where their speed tiers are crazy high, or like Crobat. I guess Sticky Webs doesn't affect Crobat, but something along those lines that has like a base 130 or base 125 speed, like Weavile, we can take down with Sticky Webs, which is really nice. Next Pokemon I drafted, I knew I had that fighting weakness like I said earlier, so I tried to go with something to stop that, and I know I already had a water type, but I went with Zora, the Jellicent. Jellicent is really cool. I've seen it put in a ton of work in other leagues, and so I definitely wanted to try it out. Zora, I named it Zora after the Zelda characters, the water people in Zelda. The water absorbability was really nice because I can switch this thing into something that wants it synergizes really well with Heat Ran. Was something I saw, as well as switches in on things that are super effective against Mammothswine. So if I'm going to bring Mammothswine some week, I need to bring Jellicent as well, just to check those weaknesses. I don't need to, but it's really nice that Water Absorb obviously can't go for the Water type move on either of them if I'm going to have to switch it in it, and I also have the fighting immunity as well with that Ghost typing. So I felt like it really helped my team a lot. Obviously, a lot of good coverage from Jellicent. It's just a really good Pokemon all around. Reliable recovery, which I really like, and it's just all around a good Pokemon. Can win games single-handedly if someone doesn't prep for it enough. So that's really cool. Next Pokemon I am drafting. Kind of hesitant on this one because it does have a lot of similar weaknesses to other stuff on my team and stuff I was planning on drafting later. As you guys will see, the next 3 Pokemon I draft are all weak to Ice, which is something I didn't really want, but it ended up happening. So I do have a pretty big Ice weakness on my team. But I picked Aerodactyl. I named him Petrie after the Land Before Time character Petrie. Aerodactyl is really cool though. Another Stealth Rock setter and technically a Defogger, but probably will never run Defog. It's really nice coverage for things like Aqua Tail, Crunch, and I believe it gets Dragon Claw, as you guys can see right there. Some okay abilities with Rock Head and a Nerve Pressure can be nice as well. But the only thing that Rock Head's really going to help us out with is, I believe, Double Edge. Yeah, Double Edge. I don't think it gets Brave Bird or Head Smash, but also Reliable Recovery, another Rock Setter like I said. And yeah, just a really good Pokemon all around. It can be a fast taunter. This is so far our fastest Pokemon on the team. Like I said, I wanted to get something up there that could speed tie with those 130s or just get up to those 130s. So Aerodactyl hits that 130 mark, which is really nice. Gonna have to force things to run a lot of speed against my team, which is pretty cool, and I think Aerodactyl is a really good fit to the team. The next Pokemon I drafted was Virizion. I've never used Virizion before in League Play, and it's something that I feel like really matched up well with this team. Of course, it's another Ice weakness. After I just drafted Aerodactyl, I drafted Virizion, and we have that Mega Latios as well, so you know, we have that Ice weakness. We also have the Heat Ran to check that in Jellicent and Primarina as well, which is pretty cool. And we have that thick fat Mammothswine, which also is technically resistant to Ice. But some nice base stats right here. We have 129 special defense on Virizion, really good special bulk. My team is okay on the special side for bulk wise. On the physical side, not really too bulky, but Virizion's a pretty good, especially bulky Pokemon. You know, that grass fighting does make it 4 times weak to flying, so we're gonna have to watch out for that. Justified is really nice though, so things can't spam. Like things like knock off against my team and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And then the coverage isn't like too great on Virizion. It can be run actually a special set if you run like a Calm Mindset, could be kind of cool. But mainly going to be a physical attacker or a bulkier type of Pokemon. I've seen a couple people run Swords Dance on Virizion, which could be really nice to boost that attack. As you guys can see right here, base 90 on both attack and special attack. So yeah, it's a good Pokemon, that base 108 speed. Also, with our Galvantula, we now have 2 base 108s. I didn't really want to have that happen, but Virizion did fit my team pretty well. And I just think it's a good Pokemon all around. I needed that Grass type to finish out my Water, Fire, Grass core, and Virizion was like the only thing left that I really wanted. So that is that. The next Pokemon I went with was Nidoqueen. I did not want to draft Nidoqueen. I've had Nidoqueen in a couple of leagues before, and I just think that Nidoqueen isn't a reliable rock setter, but I wanted a grounded poison because although I don't have that many things that are affected by toxic spikes are kind of annoying, and my hazard removal right now is Mega Latios and Aerodactyl, which are not very good hazard removers. So I wanted to get something that could just soak up toxic spikes if someone brought them against me, and Nidoqueen is going to be really nice for that. I named Nidoqueen Tremor, by the way. It does get access to Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes as well, so it can be a hazard stacker. It's just not super reliable. Sheer Force Nidoqueen can put in work against teams. I was going to pick Nidoking, actually, but someone picked Nidoking, I believe, right before me. And so I figured might as well pick Nidoqueen. The stats are okay, decent bulk. Obviously, speed tier is kind of lacking, but special attack 75, attack 92 can be run either way. On the offensive side, could run Life Orb Sheer Force set, or we can just run like an Assault Vest set, which is something I might try out. Not really physically bulky, which I probably should have went with a more physically bulky poison type, but I was looking at Wheezing, but Wheezing's not grounded, so I can't get rid of those toxic spikes with Wheezing. So I figured Nidoqueen was an okay pick. It's another ice weakness, like I said, so we're rounding out our team with, I believe, 4 ice weaknesses, which is kind of crazy. I did not want 4 ice weaknesses on our team, but this was our last ice weakness that I picked. We do have Heatran, though. That's just really nice because Heatran can switch in on ice type moves, as well as our Jellicent or a Primarina if we have to do those as well. And we do have a lot of good ways to attack ice type Pokemon as well. I just said as well like 30 times, but moving on, we have ourselves our meme pick of the draft, my tier 5, which is Lanoon. I named it Sonic. I was gonna name it Duke, but then I realized that Virizion, I named it Deku after the Zelda tree, and then Duke, which are spelled with the same letters, just in a different order. So I named it Sonic just because, you know, he's Sonic Speed, with that extreme speed belly drum type of set. Could put in work against teams if they don't prep for it. And it's also a pretty good Pokemon with that Gluttony ability, because you can have that 50% berry that heals you up to full after you go for belly drum, which is pretty cool. Base 100 speed, which makes it that people might have to prep for that if they want to outspeed my base 100, and not very great bulk. But Linoon, if I do bring it, it's probably going to be a belly drum extreme speed set. Nothing really else that you would really see from a Linoon, except maybe like a Salac Berry belly drum set, where I don't have to click extreme speed. So we'll have to find out what I do with Linoon if I bring him at all. But it's definitely a good Pokemon. And last but not least, I picked up a spinner because I was missing a spinner. So I picked up Hitmonchan. I think it's a decent Pokemon. I've used it in 2 leagues before this, actually. And I think Hitmonchan really fits this team. It is a lower tier Pokemon, but it has really nice bulk. Of course, the HP is not very great with that 50, but the 110 special defense, 79 defense, kind of lacking there, but that 105 attack is really nice as well. Of course, another slower Pokemon, but it is a reliable spinner, I think. And if you want to run an Assault Vest set, that works really well. Drain Punch for that recovery, which is pretty cool, as well as some priority with Mach Punch. So, yeah, Little Mac, the Hitmonchan, rounds out the team. And that is our team, the Chicago Bibarels in the ISL. So I don't know when Week 1 matches are going to be coming out, but I actually have played it at the time of this. So I'll probably record my Week 1 match right after I finish recording this. If you're wondering where the UPL matches are at, Showdown's replays are down right now, and I don't have the replays downloaded. So if Showdown's replays don't come back, I'll have to make a video explaining what happened in my last 3 or 4 matches. I believe I have 3 that I haven't recorded because I don't have the replays for them. So those should be up soon. If you guys want to check out the whole draft analysis, it was like an hour-long video. Go check out the link down below in the description, as well as all the other YouTubers that are in this league. And yeah, we'll be taking on Seppi, who's actually the owner of this league, in Week 1. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. Anyways, hopefully you guys did all enjoy this draft analysis. I'm out for now. Peace.